Have you ever been there? Just completely stuck. You know exactly what you need to do. Maybe it's get a glass of water, answer an email, or just get out of bed. But your body, it just refuses. It won't move. It's so frustrating, right? And it's often a state that's deeply misunderstood. So let's get into it and really understand what's happening when our own body seems to be saying no. I mean, this quote it nails it, doesn't it? It's like you're wrapped in this invisible static. You can feel the thirst, you can see the glass of water right there, but it honestly might as well be on another planet. The wire that connects your brain's command to your body's action has just been snipped. So that's really the big question we're diving into, right? Why on earth does this happen? Because it's not about logic. You have the plan, the desire is there, but you're just still. You feel like a ghost in the machine, screaming at the controls, but your hands just won't move. Okay, so to really get this, we've got to start from the inside out. What does it actually feel like when you're trapped in that stillness? And wow, this is such a powerful way to think about it. You're sitting in the cockpit. You see all the levers, all the buttons that would make things work, but there's this thick pane of glass between you and them. You can bang on that glass, you can scream every command you can think of, but nothing happens. The signal's just not getting through. Okay, so here is the absolute key takeaway. What you're dealing with is an access problem. Let's just get this out of the way right now. This has nothing to do with being lazy. It's not about a lack of motivation or willpower. This is a real, profound neurological blockade. It's a short circuit between what you want to do and your body's ability to do it. And this car metaphor is just perfect. Imagine it. You've got one foot flooring the gas pedal, screaming, go, 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 do the thing. But your other foot? It's stomping on the brake with everything it's got. And what happens? A whole lot of noise, a whole lot of stress, but you're going absolutely nowhere. And this leads us to maybe the single most important shift in thinking about this whole thing. This state you're in, it isn't a character flaw. It's actually an act of self-preservation. You know, what's so wild is the huge gap between what other people see and what you're actually going through. To the outside world, maybe even to that critical voice in your own head, it just looks like laziness or apathy, like you're not even trying. But on the inside, it's a full-on battle. It's that constant pressure, that access problem, and the deep, deep feeling of a body that is desperately trying to protect itself.
Okay, I really want you to hear this. Let this sink in. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are not undisciplined. Your body, for reasons we're about to get into, has learned that stillness equals safety, and it is putting all of its energy, both feet on the brake, to keep you safe by keeping you still.
So why? Why is your body doing this? Well, let's look at the science behind it, because it all comes down to our built-in survival kit. All right, so think of your nervous system as a kind of safety ladder. When you're at the top of the ladder, everything's cool, you're feeling safe, connected, you can chat with people. Then a threat pops up. Bam! You drop down a rung to fight or flight mode, where your body gets flooded with energy to either fight the danger or run away from it. But what happens when you can't fight and you can't run? Your nervous system does the only thing left it can do. It pulls the plug. You drop to the very bottom rung, freeze. It's a last resort survival strategy. That's literally what is happening inside you. And listen, this isn't you deciding to do this. This is your deep, ancient survival brain pulling the emergency brake without asking for your permission. It has decided that movement itself is dangerous. And so, in this state, stillness equals survival. Right, so a response this intense doesn't just come from nowhere. It's almost always a learned pattern, something that has roots in our past experiences. So let's just gently look at where this might come from. This whole freeze thing often gets wired in when we go through long periods of stress that we just can't get away from. We're talking about situations where you literally feel trapped, where fighting back wasn't safe and running away was impossible. This could have been anything from a high-pressure job to a tricky family dynamic or even really subtle emotional neglect. And in those moments, your body learns this really powerful kind of terrifying silent equation. Feeling things is dangerous, but going numb, that's how we survive. Stillness and disconnection became a shield. And the tricky part is that old survival pattern can get triggered now by things that aren't life-threatening, like a looming deadline or a difficult conversation. Okay, so that's the what and the why, but how do you get out of it? If you're stuck in that freeze, how do you start to thaw? Well, the answer is probably not what you think.
And this is maybe the single most important piece of advice. You cannot force your way out of this. You can't hustle your way out of it or just do it. Trying to use brute force on a nervous system in shutdown is like screaming at that car to just go faster while the brakes are still slammed on. All you're doing is creating more stress, more threat, which just makes the freeze clamp down even harder.
So instead of trying to climb the whole mountain in one go, we're aiming for something much, much smaller. The goal is just a 10% shift. That's it. Not 100%. Just a tiny little nudge to send a new message to your nervous system. A message that says, hey, we might be a little bit safer now.
So how do we do that? With what are called micro movements. We're talking tiny, tiny actions, as simple as slowly tapping your feet to a song you like, or just looking around the room and naming 5 things you can see, splashing some cold water on your face. Each tiny action is like a little piece of evidence you're giving your body that says, see, we moved, and we're okay. Movement isn't the enemy. In fact, it might even feel good.
Okay, as we start to bring this all together, there's something really important I want you to know. If any of this sounds familiar, you are so not alone in this. I really want you to hear this. You are not broken. You are a survivor. Your body came up with a pretty brilliant strategy to protect you and get you through something incredibly hard. And now you're just thawing out. You're slowly and gently teaching your body that it's safe to move again. So that kind of leaves us with one final question to carry with you. This isn't about figuring out how to fix everything by tomorrow. It's just about right now, this moment. What is one tiny little step, that 10% shift, you can take right now to gently remind your body that you're safe and that it's okay to move again?